A New Mexico officer who held a family at gunpoint for speeding has been arrested for battery on his girlfriend. And I know you can believe it. What's up, all my fellow lunatics out there? You know who it is. It's Rational Lunatic, back with another wild story. We have another tyrant in our midst. So, this officer, who a few months back held a family at gunpoint for speeding, but why they were speeding, we'll get into that. And the fact that he hasn't helped them just makes my brain really angry at this man. But on top of that, he has also been arrested a couple months back for, battery on his girlfriend. So, yeah, another wild story for my wild company. But before we do this, please hit that like, subscribe button. As always, if the video goes past 10 minutes, jump on over to YouTube where you can catch the full video there. If I have just posted this though, give it a few minutes because I always post on TikTok first and then I post on YouTube and it takes a few minutes to upload. So if you jump over there and it's not quite there yet, I promise you it will be in the process of uploading. Just give it a few minutes. And with that being said, let's get into the story, shall we? This report is coming from KRQE News 13, read to you by yours truly. A New Mexico police officer has been arrested for battery and fired from the department. Bernalillo, New Mexico. A police officer at the center of an intense traffic stop over a family pet found himself on the other side of the law. KRQE Investigates obtained the police video from the latest case that landed the now former officer in even more hot water. Rio Rancho police video from November 15th, 2023 shows officers responding to a home after a neighbor called police. Quote, "I've asked him to leave. I've asked him to get to let go of me, and he wouldn't," the woman told officers. He wouldn't leave. The woman told officers she and her boyfriend, Jeremy Navarez, were arguing when he got physical and refused to leave her house. Quote, "During that moment when he was holding you, did you feel that you were not free to leave?" an officer asked the woman. "Correct, yes, I could not leave. He is stronger than me. I could not leave," she replied. The Rio Rancho officers went inside to get Navarez's story. Quote, "A supervisor is on the way just because he is a police officer," one of the officers told the woman. Navarez was an officer with Bernalillo Police in the town of Bernalillo. He was also the officer at the center of a KRQE investigation from September. Police lapel video from that traffic stop shows Navarez pulling over a family for speeding and holding them at gunpoint. Video shows Navarez ignoring family members pleading with him. Quote, "My dog's about to die." The family's dog had been hit by a car, and they were rushing to get her to an emergency vet. Quote, "Sir, my dog's bleeding out of its mouth," William Albrecht told Navarez, who had placed him in handcuffs. Quote, "I don't give a flying f," Navarez replied. The family's dog, Stella, didn't make it. God. The Albrecht family couldn't believe how Navarez treated them during the stop. Quote, no one came at him. No one threatened him, Albrecht told KRQE News 13. Quote, and again, like, what did he see that scared him so bad? I mean, this guy was angry. Months after the traffic stop, Navarez admitted to the Rio Poncho officers who were now questioning him that things were tense between him and the woman. Quote, I tried hugging her, Navarez told the officers. That didn't pan out. She said it hurt her back. I let her go. How hard are you hugging somebody if it's hurting their back? Come on, man. You weren't hugging her, you piece of shit. But the woman claims Navarez wouldn't let her go at first and insists Navarez wouldn't leave her home. Quote, so on both occasions, she told you no. So why would you continue to try and hold her? A Rio Rancho officer asked Navarez. Quote, yeah, just trying to, I guess, just make it work at some point, Navarez replied. That's when one of the officers noticed a Ring doorbell camera in the living room and asked to see the footage. Quote, get your hands off me, now, the woman is heard shouting at Navarez. As the video shows him holding his arms around her, she continues, get your hands off me. I said get your hands off. The motion sensing surveillance camera only captures a portion of the struggle, but the video, along with the interviews officers conducted on the scene, were enough in the end for Rio Rancho police to place Navarez under arrest for misdemeanor battery. Court records show the day after his arrest, the woman filed a restraining order against Navarez. She wrote, Navarez is threatening, and noted his access to firearms. Oh, once you have a battery charge, though, you can't possess firearms. After KRQE's investigation into the traffic stop handled by Navarez, administrators with Bernalillo Police and the town of Bernalillo wouldn't say if he was facing any discipline at the time, only that he was placed on administrative leave after the battery arrest. Should have been fired. Then just last week, the town clerk confirmed that Bernalillo Police Department terminated Navarez in December. Yeah, good for them. That guy didn't deserve to be a cop. But, most of them don't. KRQE News 13 tried to reach Navarez and his attorney for his side of the story, but have not heard back by airtime. The battery case against Navarez is still pending. His next hearing is scheduled for next week. KRQE News 13 also asked if there have been any actions taken against his law enforcement certification. Records show there was a complaint filed against Navarez with the Law Enforcement Academy. However, the Department of Public Safety would not reveal why the complaint was filed. Why not? They should. So there you have it, folks. Yeah. I mean, the battery charge, he held his girlfriend tightly against her will with his arms around her. That's, something you just don't do. I mean, but holding the family at gunpoint when they're begging to help save their dog who's just been hit by a car, bleeding from the mouth. I've had quite a few dogs in my lifetime, and yes, I believe I had one hit by a car, or at least I've seen a dog hit by a car, and I know that I know the look of when you have a dog who's been hit and there's blood coming out of its mouth, and just how frightening that can be, and how crucial it is to get that dog to the vet, because they could possibly save its life. The fact that he held him at gunpoint when they had a justifiable reason to be speeding just further elaborates on what kind of piece of garbage this guy is. And hopefully he didn't just get fired. Hopefully, he did get his law enforcement rights completely taken away, so he can't just, scurry on over to another precinct and become a cop in a different county, which is what a lot of these corrupt ass cops do. Is they'll create some heinous offense, they'll get fired, but their rights to be an officer will not be taken away. So as long as they ain't got a felony, they'll just scurry the little corrupt ass over to a different county and become a cop in a different state, different county, different precinct. And it's just disgusting. I think if you've committed any offense that causes your termination as a cop, that should be grounds to take your rights to be a cop, to have your rights to be a cop completely taken away. I don't think, you should have a second chance to be an officer after that. But, again, that's just my opinion. Please, let me know what you think in the comments. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. It's good to have you here. From the bottom of my heart, I love each and every one of you. I hope everybody's doing well. And, like always, with that being said, until the next time, stay wild.